JJ, the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Got a stimulus check update, and this is a big one, okay? Because the IRS had a deadline of May 13th to log in and provide your direct deposit information. And then if they didn't get it, they're going to mail you a check. So a lot of times how this works when you're dealing with the IRS as it relates to getting any kind of a refund. Now we are talking about a stimulus check here, but it would work in the same manner. The IRS most likely for a number of Americans was waiting to see if they were going to get that direct deposit information. And now, since the May 13th deadline to provide that online at the website has passed, they're now going to start mailing out the checks for those that they were waiting on. A number of reasons have been given on why the checks have not arrived. And you have to know you're not alone if it hasn't arrived. And I'll get to a few more reasons here in a second. But the other big news here is that this week, potentially, Congress will be voting on whether or not there's going to be a second round of the stimulus check. It may just be that it's the same dollar amount. And I know for some, you're like, well, I'd like the first one first, right? So with that being said, do subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to be coming out with a lot more updates related to the stimulus check and the HEROES Act. So stay tuned to see if Congress passes a second round. But back to those of you that still haven't received your stimulus checks, a couple of things to note. I hate to say it, if you owe child support, it probably got applied towards the back child support. It could be that you weren't eligible, or at least the year that they have on file. So if you haven't filed 2019 and based on 18 you weren't eligible, that could be a reason that you're not getting it. So if you haven't filed 19, be sure you're looking at 2018. And remember, there are thresholds. So for a single individual, basically once you hit that 99,000 mark, you're not going to get it. For married filing jointly, it's 198,000, and for head of household, it's 146,500. Meaning, if your adjusted gross income was above that, then you are not going to get that. And then here's the thing: this is crazy, but the IRS did indicate from the beginning that it has up to 20 weeks to get these checks out, and they indicated that for some it may take that long. Also note that even if you gave your direct deposit information to the IRS, if for some reason there's a hiccup with it in any way, shape, or form, the IRS doesn't want to give it to the wrong account. And so they're going to pull back. That takes a while for the system to then regenerate that stimulus check into a paper check. So you can log in. You probably know this. You can go to irs.gov. And, there is a spot where it's, where's my refund? But when you're looking then what's related to your stimulus check, what you're looking for is the section that's talking about getting your payment. So when you're looking for that, make sure you're going into the right one. There's also another one that's called non-filer. So when you go to log in, you're going to be like, wait, okay, refund. No, that's based on if you file a return. Non-filer are for those that aren't filing tax returns because they're not required to, not because they've elected not to. This has nothing to do with whether you haven't filed yet. This would be really geared towards those that are on Social Security or they don't have income to the extent that they have to file. So the non-filer is where you would go in. So that you would be able to indicate your information as well as your direct deposit information. And then, of course, they would see that you qualify for this. So the first round we know is $1,200. And then that would be for each adult, in essence, in the household. Something to note that, in essence, whoever claimed the child, okay, that's who's going to get the stimulus check on the dependent, okay? So if the dependent qualifies, then meaning based on age, then the parent that claimed the dependent is the one that's going to get the stimulus check. I understand that that may be unfair for some, which I agree with. It can be very unfair on how that goes to the person that last claimed it. So if you haven't filed yet and you haven't gotten the stimulus yet, then you need to get filing in the sense of you're the one that's claiming that dependent, and it's an every other year. And if you're in a divorce situation, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about there. But then to track your payment, you can go to Get My Payment on the IRS website, irs.gov. So get refund status, where's my refund has to do with filing a tax return. Get My Payment has to do with the stimulus check, and then the non-filer has to do with those that don't have to file. So you got 3 separate areas that you're going into. So a lot of big news related to this. And again, the biggest news is we recently, it hasn't been that long ago, about a little over 10 days ago, that the deadline came. So there's hope maybe that this week stimulus checks are hitting bank accounts. Maybe they're hitting your mailbox. So keep an eye out for that. If not this week, maybe next week. So I see a huge round of funding coming. And then we'll wait and see with the HEROES Act whether or not there's going to be another round of these dollars that are coming about. Some are indicating that it will be per household. Some are indicating, meaning depending on what side of the aisle you are, whether it might be just a dollar amount per household, or it might be still per adult and then per dependent. So lots going on with this stimulus stack. You want to subscribe to my YouTube channel and then hit the notifications because I do plan each day to do a stimulus check update, because there are there's a lot of information getting ready to come out on this. So if you haven't got your check yet, dang it, sorry that that's the case. It's got to be frustrating and maddening. So hopefully it'll be coming this week or next. And then at the end of the day, you need the relief. I hope you get it. All right, hey, I'm JJ the CPA, because this video might be the first that you have picked up on from the standpoint of hitting the stimulus check. I've been spending a lot of my time on my videos talking about things related to the business. So if you are new to my channel, welcome, and hit subscribe. I really appreciate it. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. All right, hey, thanks for tuning in.